Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Please subscribe, guys. It really does help with the algorithm, and a thumbs up never hurts as well. XRP Crypto Wolf bringing us this. The number of active XRP wallet addresses has increased by over 200% in the last 3 months. So that is interesting. You know, some are attributing this to the trust lines that have opened. But take a look at that. So this is over just, I believe this is a weekly chart. You can see the end of August over here. And as soon as September hit, we saw a burst and then a dip, but another burst to a new all-time high of active XRP addresses. So more people opening up XRP accounts, obviously. The price of XRP has been doing well over the last little while. Right now we're down to about $1.08. However, we did see an inter-year high of about $1.96 way back in April. And I've talked about a potential entry point for XRP for myself specifically. Again, guys, you know, everybody's got their own strategy, but I'm looking for an XRP entry point anywhere between roughly 96, 97 cents. And so that would be the top end, and the low end would be roughly 75 to 80 cents. Basically coming in to this support level over here. Of course, we saw the wicks dip into this level also from former resistance. So again, I wasn't going to do it, but you know, we are coming up to that final leg up for the bull run. XRP is forming an inverse pennant on the short term. All right, from July we were forming that bullish pennant, but now for the short term, we are forming the opposite, what is looking like a strong move down, followed by a weaker move up. So I would not be surprised if XRP did dip somewhere in this level. It's interesting, too, to take a look at the bigger picture with regards to the economy. Blockchain Backer retweeted this out. Federal Reserve officials, including Chairman Jerome Powell, owned securities that the U.S. Central Bank bought during the beer flu pandemic. Now, he's referencing this article here, but Blockchain Backer has something to say about this. You can see where this narrative is going. They are all going to dump their bags with the SPX hitting the 4.236 extension and say they're doing it for ethical reasons. It is a sham. So, Blockchain Backer obviously noting the same thing that I noted in that former video that I did, and I still have the Fibonacci on here to demonstrate that. From the last time the S&P 500 crashed, we can draw a Fibonacci extension on there and take a look at where we're at right now. We are right up there at the 4.236, right up there, guys. So I have this on the weekly, and that's a full extension, so perhaps we are in for a world of hurt just around the corner. So here are some key takeaways. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell has ordered a review of ethics rules for central banks after an outcry over officials owning individual securities. CNBC found Powell owned multiple bonds of the same type bought by the Fed during the beer flu pandemic in 2020. 2 regional Fed presidents likewise owned assets of the same type the Fed was buying as the beer flu threatened the U.S. economy's health. And central bank's codes of conduct says officials should be very careful to avoid any dealings or other conduct that may convey even an appearance of conflict between their personal interests, the interests of the system, and the public interest. So those are just a few key takeaway points here. I will link this article in the description if you guys are interested in reading further. So that is something we should also be paying attention to, guys. This from BondCrypt XRP, also with news regarding Binance. So Binance, trying to do what they can in order to be compliant, but it's looking as though this probe is proving the exact opposite. BondCrypt XRP here saying, as we always suspected, market manipulation all along, depriving the ordinary household investor of hard-earned gains from their sweat and tears to have just a better quality of life. Our time will come, though. Level the playing field for all. Hold strong. All will be exposed. So, apparently, the U.S.'s Binance probe expands to examine possible insider trading. This is what's happening in the United States. And if you guys don't remember, Brian Brooks recently, after just joining on to Binance only a few months before, recently left Binance with, I think, a few months of service there as their CEO. And so he probably knew something was coming down. U.S. investigations into Binance holdings have expanded, with authorities now examining possible insider trading and market manipulation. The latest sign that scrutiny of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange is intensifying. As part of the inquiry, U.S. officials have been looking into whether Binance or its staff profited by taking advantage of its customers, said people with knowledge of the matter who asked not to be identified because this probe is indeed confidential. The review involves the CFTC investigators who in recent weeks have been reaching out to potential witnesses, one of the people said. Right down here, a Binance spokesperson said that the firm has a zero-tolerance policy, obviously, for insider trading and a strict ethical code to prevent any misconduct that could hurt its customers or the crypto industry. Binance's security team has long-standing guidelines for investigating wrongdoing and holding workers accountable, with termination being the minimal repercussion, the spokesperson added. There's more to this story, guys, but just some more news here in the crypto space, and this happening in the United States. So if you are part of the Binance.us platform, and if you are looking for other options, there are a multitude of crypto exchanges out there. I'm using BITRUE right now. I do have an affiliate link in the description of the video. You can use it if you want. You don't have to use it. Just mentioning some other options out there. I know BITRUE did say that they will be starting SGB trading. So for those of you guys who participated in the Flare, the FLR Spark token snapshot on December 12th of 2020, you are entitled to not only FLR tokens, but also SGB tokens, and for some people they have dropped already. And on September 27th, you'll be able to trade those on the BitTrue platform along with many other altcoins. So I did a video on that yesterday, guys. I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner. Also, my BitTrue affiliate link in the description of the video, but again, you do not have to use it. I don't like pushing people. I'm gonna keep moving, guys. Charles Gasparino, so he has been kind of the new shiny thing that the XRP community has been paying attention to over the last few days. Ripple's legal team tells Fox Business that they have no plans to settle with the SEC. So they are going full steam ahead, guys, over the lawsuit on XRP. They are confident they can show Gary Gensler in pursuing the case is picking winners and losers in the crypto business to the detriment of innovation. And so this story is obviously developing. I found it interesting down here. Jeremy Hogan dropping his 2 cents. Legal teams never say they want to settle. It is a sign of weakness. So that is a good point. I mean, I wouldn't want to think that Ripple's team would say they'd want to settle, considering how strong their case is. Considering we have XRP community sleuths in the space constantly finding new information to help support Ripple's case. This from Leonidas here. And this just another clip. Don't know if you guys saw this one. Ethics and governance in the blockchain era. This is Gary Gensler from an MIT discussion back from April of 2018. This is the speech where he talks about both Ether and XRP being securities. So he talks about both being securities. Listen to this.
Controversial statement that you made, obviously, was that Ethereum and Ripple
wasn't CryptoKitties?
that Ethereum and Ripple might end up being classed as securities. I mean, first of all, there's no reason why you wouldn't know, but do you have a sense of how long it might take the SEC to come to a ruling on stuff like this?
I don't know. I think that I think this is a multi-year process. The reason I say that is to write a rule, get public comments, to get feedback, finalize that rule, give a period of time for implementation, and maybe court challenge is 2 years at a minimum and possibly 3 to 5 years when you really see how things go. I think 2018, and I'll be speaking more about exchanges later this week, but 2018 is a period of time to try to bring compliance into this sort of 1,000+ tokens. On Ripple and Ether, while I think there's a strong case particularly for Ripple or XRP, given the centrality and the common enterprise around Ripple Labs, and that they're selling it every month and so forth, that's really a discussion between them and the SEC. And ultimately, the way I would think is, if the SEC declares that they're securities, it might end up in court. And so it won't be the SEC, it will be maybe not even a federal district court, but an appellate court that will decide, or the Supremes. But let me say this, if they decide that they're not securities, I think that too probably ends up in court. And the reason is because somebody else will say, well, why are they getting out of regulation and I'm not? So law is best when applied consistently, and we went through the Duck test and the Howey test, a little humorous, but it's also because for whichever way authorities go, they have to have an eye on consistency as well.
Ion consistency. That's funny, considering the SEC has not been consistent since day one. Of course, this is when Gary Gensler, this was before Gary Gensler was at the SEC yet. This is what he said back in 2018. Now, he does have a case for XRP and Ethereum being both securities. Leonidas down here continuing with this tweet thread. The talk came only a month after he met with Jay Clayton, so let's remember the timeline. Gensler met with Clayton 3 times while Clayton was the chair. March 22nd, 2018, December 14th, 2020, and December 21st, 2020. And so here is just the calendar here from March 2018, meeting with Gary Gensler at 10 a.m., and that was on the meeting block for the SEC. So what followed after Gensler's meeting with Clayton and his Ether XRP were security speech was an onslaught of lobbying and pressure in favor of Ethereum. And so he has posted the full video here if you guys are interested. Wanted to thank Leonidas for posting that. So, we're in this case, and I know some of you guys may have already signed up for John Deaton's class action. I just wanted to bring this to your attention. I mentioned it when he first launched this, but I thought, for those of you guys who are maybe new to the space who want to join in on this, 20,000, he says, XRP hodlers seek intervention or amicus status in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit by alleging that all present-day XRP are securities. The SEC effectively sued XRP holders. We seek an opportunity to speak for ourselves, and so if you have not joined, he has linked that link in the description down here, or rather the retweet out here from his tweet back from March 4th. So I'll leave this tweet in the description of my video, and you guys can find it from there if you want to join the class action lawsuit if you have not already. So there was also this, guys, and I thought this was great. Jeff at ISO_XRP lays it out quite clearly here. Let's go ahead and settle this. No dig on Gasparino, of course, because he's new to this. In fact, thank you all for what you're doing. So the SEC is claiming that Ether is not a security because of the creation of Ethereum is old or was made a long time ago. I think that we get it at this point. If you are new to the space, or if you want to kind of get up to speed on the Ethereum XRP debate, Jeff really does outline it quite easily here. So he takes a look at Ethereum and Ripple and when they were both founded. The fact that Vitalik Buterin was a Ripple fanboy at a point. Vitalik even wrote an article about Ripple back in 2013. I'm just zooming over this because I know a lot of us know all this, but if you guys want to understand the nuances of the Ethereum XRP debate, I will link it in the description. Of course, he has Joe Lubin and William Hinman from the now famous Hinman speech will tell you that the SEC has introduced a new construct called decentralization in addition to the Howey test. And so some clips of Joe Lubin down here as well. Also, Vitalik Buterin over here talking about the fundraising efforts for ETH. So again, guys, a lot of great stuff here, a lot of clips that really kind of hit home this idea that, the SEC really doesn't stand a chance in court, and why, I'm optimistic, why I'm still looking at an entry point for XRP, because, I feel like at the end of the day, we are really looking at some huge gains here. And of course, this is not financial advice. This is just what I see based on, some of the great information that the XRP community has been digging up. I think it's quite clear, Charles Gasparino saying not the SEC, but Ripple's lawyers do not want to settle this thing. It does make sense. They do have a lot of ammo backing this up. Jeff here saying also, my intention is to illustrate the crooked and unfair ethics going on at the SEC. Why was Ethereum given a free pass when it clearly doesn't pass the Howey test, yet other cryptos who have been meeting with the SEC agents regularly for years in order to stay in with compliance, and still the SEC sues them. So Ripple being one of them, and then retweeting out Brian Armstrong's tweet thread from a few days ago as well. Wanted to thank Jeff here for that because it is a great thread, and I'm sorry I couldn't have given it more time. A lot of this I have covered in former videos, but this really does synopsize it very, very well. Thank you so much, Jeff at ISO_XRP for posting that. Another one here from Jeff. So I was talking about this idea that perhaps Charles Gasparino was maybe greased an about face about what could be happening, that it could be a turf war. Well, I mean, new information's coming out all the time. And, despite that, I do truly, sincerely think at this point in time, so moving a day or two into the future, that he is really just trying to come to the truth as well, the same as we are. So, he is floating some different possibilities here. The reason I say that, and the reason I'm This has always been fluid too, right? We don't actually know the hard truth of things. We are all just kind of coming up with possibilities and, finding new evidence to support certain theories. This is just another point here from Jeff. Another one from Jeff at ISO_XRP. Seems to me that the SEC is in hot water for trying to sue Ripple. Sounds like the SEC has been talking to the CFTC for help. Maybe I'm completely misreading this, but it sounds pretty sketchy to me. So could it be a turf war thing at the end of the day, or could it be a mixture of, okay, let's work together to try to bring down these crypto companies? So Bank XRP posted this back in January of 2020. So over almost 2 years ago now, about a year and 9 months. In the new year, will more cryptocurrencies like Ripple, for instance, fall under your purview? The CFTC representative, this is Heath Tarbert, says it's unclear. Stay tuned, I would say. So let me just play you this clip real quick. This was taken at the end of 2019 because they're talking about the new year. Bank XRP posted it in early of 2020.
In the new year, will more cryptocurrencies, like a Ripple, for instance, fall under your purview in addition to Bitcoin and Ether?
It's unclear. Stay tuned, I would say. Part of the issue is our jurisdiction we share with the SEC. If it's a security, it falls under their jurisdiction. If it's a commodity, it falls under ours. So we've been working closely with the SEC over the last year or so to really think about which falls in what box, because I think if I hear anything from market participants, it's that we really need clarity. That without clarity, it's really difficult to figure out how these will eventually be regulated and how to trade them.
So there have been talks between the SEC and the CFTC about this. And so a turf war, perhaps, maybe they are actually conspiring to tamp down the industry or to perhaps give certain cryptocurrencies a go and others not, as we've clearly seen, demonstrated time and time again. Where was it here? I mean, this is a great example that Jeff does mention with regards to the Ethereum XRP case. But some more interesting news here, just another clip. And again, guys, I leave everything in the description of the video. I think I spent a lot of time on that. I want to keep going, guys. This from the Wrath of Kahneman, a report from SP Global yesterday lists Ripple and some of their big clients. Article notes the ecosystem is skewed towards trade and investment rather than payments currently. So this has to do with S&P Global, guys. S&P Global, huge company. Here's their website. I'll link it in the description for you. Just on Google real quick, S&P Global is an American publicly traded corporation headquartered in Manhattan, New York. Its primary areas of business are financial information and analytics. Their revenue, this was as per 2017, $6.036 billion, founded in 1917, so over 100 years old. And the number of employees there as of 2020, 22,500 employees. A huge organization. I did a little research on these guys. These guys are big, and they mention XRP in their document here. So XRP acting as a bridge currency to other fiat currencies exchanged on the Ripple platform, of course. Ripple is a real-time gross settlement system, currency exchange and remittance network. And they give us some examples here. Hundreds of financial institutions, including American Express, Bank of America, and Santander have partnerships with Ripple. Ripple partnered with various sustainability leaders, including the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, aiming to hit carbon net zero by the year 2030. Interesting that they mentioned that. I have the document up here. It is about cryptocurrencies, not yet for the mainstream. And it is interesting to note some of the other cryptocurrencies on here, namely Solana, XRP, ADA, Binance Coin is an unusual one, and the two big ones, Bitcoin and Ethereum. So Bitcoin and Ethereum I can kind of get. Binance Coin is a bit of an outlier, maybe because it performed so well over the last year. But notice these other ones, ADA, XRP, and Solana. These are three of the cryptocurrencies that were also mentioned in that World Economic Forum document from back in June of 2021, the one that they released a few months ago. And, the focus is on, these cryptocurrencies, what they do, and some recent use cases. So they mention XRP in here. Solana, I've got my eye on Solana now. Ever since that document came out, I really kind of wish I had gotten on that train earlier. However, maybe an opportunity for another bull run. This is the Solana chart, of course, from mid-2020 all the way to current day, right now trading at $162 per coin, and was trading under $1 about a year ago, just over a year ago. So huge profit potential for anybody who was in Solana at that point. XRP also mentioned here, as well as Cardano. So some of the top coins. We know that there is going to be an explosion, guys, for some of these cryptocurrencies. We've seen Solana already explode. ADA has already seen huge growth. So what's the last one we're waiting for? XRP. And yes, the lawsuit certainly has something to do with that. I also wanted to mention this, guys. This from CoinDesk here. Ripple is looking to build a market-making platform for XRP. So you remember back in 2018, 2019, Ripple was partnering with all these different exchanges, these ODL exchanges, to have as a venue to provide liquidity for XRP. Well, global payments company Ripple is looking to build a crypto market-making platform and is trying to hire staff from London and Singapore, according to a person with knowledge on the matter. The company is looking to recruit as many as 10 people and is focused on initially hiring a crypto trader with experience with arbitrage between different exchanges and a marketing and salesperson who will be tasked with building relationships with liquidity providers and exchanges. The person said the new group will be divided among London, New York, and Singapore. What I found interesting was down here in the article, a recent job listing for an institutional markets analyst position said Ripple's vision of an internet of value requires digital asset efficiency and a healthy crypto market, and robust liquidity is a core component of making that vision a reality. Launching its own market-making platform would allow Ripple to manage liquidity in XRP, especially if other liquidity providers have stopped doing so. So they are looking to create their own platform, guys. And I think that part of this was because, I think a lot of it was because of the SEC lawsuit. But also think of this, Ripple's got the means, Ripple's got the money. If they were indeed responsible for providing the liquidity for XRP, that could get things going a lot quicker. While XRP and Ripple are fundamentally linked, they operate as two distinct entities, of course. Ripple is a fintech company, as we know. XRP is the digital asset, yada, yada. And so is Ripple going to do it? Well, they're looking to do it. They've already hired the people involved. And so a market-making platform, maybe they should have done this from the beginning. Of course, I don't think that they thought that they were going to get sued by the SEC, considering they have been compliant since the beginning. Yet it's interesting that the people at Ripple thought they had immunity, thought that they would never be sued, considering this man, or this bear, knew what was going on the entire time. Well, you know, at least Brad Garlinghouse showing his love to the XRP community. I love Twitter. Obviously referring to all the detective work the XRP community has been doing. This retweeted out by Jameel Kays. Tag me in this, so I gotta thank you, brother, for sending this my way. But that's just my opinion, guys. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.